Man,
Look at him. He's ecstatic to be here.
Oh, he's so pumped. He's so happy.
Floppy so much,
He's such a look, I'm seeing smiles. Look, that's a good way to start for Complexity. Just keep it loosey-goosey because they're going to need a solid mental to get through this game. You know, NiP, they're all champions. They've been around the bush for a while, so they can definitely keep their heads on their shoulders. But with that, Jim, it is time for us to jump on into map number one. We'll say bye to Plopski and see him after this map. After we see what has gone down. So, NiP are going to be starting on that CT side.
Okay, so they've at least got the option there to start on that stronger side and try and get themselves some early momentum. However, Complexity, they are not beating around that bush, Mac. They're straight onto A ramp. They haven't shown presence just yet, though. They're just trying to see whether or not if there's any utility in the back pockets of NiP. Try and pull some of that out, but this looks just straight to be open and shut toward A. FaNg with that late mid lurk.
There's a tag, playing a dangerous game. Only JT here to try to stop him. Rez as well, able to stand onto the top of sight there. Tag comes out, chimes in, and Rez is just going to be able to line up a few more. 3 for him already. On for the ace he is. And FaNg, slowly but surely, making this flank work in through mid. Junior drawing a lot of attention. ZTR. Okay, he's going to lose his head, and now maybe a chance for FaNg, but it's a 1-on-2 here.
A lot of work to be done. They got their angles covered here. Oh, FaNg, okay. Now to the 1v1. Tag. He's going to have to keep all angles covered. Pretty awkward spot for him too, so he's going to have to reposition.
Time is definitely on his side though. So he's just going to wait things out. Hope that he catches Tag on a rotation.
Maybe just hoping Tag can fall on his sword. Overthink it.
Just tucked away. Silence up, maybe spotted, depending on the line that FaNg approaches from. Tag feeling right as rain here. Bomb still on the ground, but FaNg chooses the wrong direction to look here. Tag, execution style in the back of the head, and NiP will take this pistol.
That is a very well-crafted round there from Rez. That shot onto the player on A ramp there, that was disgusting. But FaNg actually did really well with that mid lurk. Usually there, players can get themselves all tripped up and particularly if the CT side turns their attention back onto that lurking player.
Yeah.
You can be all over Red Rover. However, fought his way back into it, made things competitive and Complexity. And so they're going to go straight in on that force too. So they're going to keep things interesting, trying to keep things rolling.
FaNg just going to be tucked away on that short side. At the bottom of ramp here, Complexity, all members looking to go in towards the A site together. Just wait out all this utility first.
They've only got one rifle, NiP. So with those players on those SMGs, they've kind of limited themselves as to where they can play. However, it's important Rez doesn't actually take too many more duels.
Well, he does have this cheeky smoke on the sandbags to play around as well. Complexity. Playing it slow. Tag even using it as a one-way. Just going to be nasty if Complexity walk into the trap, but they know exactly what this smoke is used for, so they're just going to wait. And from the back, Junior able to score first blood with a scout.
That one way certainly worked one of the ways, but NiP, they should be able to recover that rifle. But in the meantime, Tag, they're all going to go for that reposition. This is where the MP9s can be your undoing, Mac.
Certainly can, but they could also pop off. However, it's not going to happen this time. Tag going to be joined by Brolin. They're going to fall deeper towards the site, boosting up and looking for a line over the top. It's going to be good for 2. Nice. There goes the bomb, and Tag still fighting for his life. Floppy going to be able to come through for the trade, and Plopski falling on that flank. Floppy coming in clutch with a quick old 2K, trading out his teammates to win the second round of the game.
That round was so action-packed towards the end. As soon as they decided Complexity that they were hitting that A bomb site, you could see NiP. They were just trying to get themselves back into position. They were creeping in here, and this is where things really opened up, was that entry here from Junior, just on the edge of the smoke. Whoa, that's sharp. Rez loses that rifle, and things really just start to fall apart. Tag provided some glimmer of hope, but Complexity, they were even ready for the flank as well. So now they've got the weapon advantage. Only coming up against some upgraded pistols, however. We know that teams do like to play aggressive with those pistols, particularly on Vertigo as well. That A-ramp can be collapsed upon on the CT side. A pop flash can be basically your undoing. And it's important that Complexity don't overcommit just yet. Look at this action-packed A-ramp map.
Oh, yeah, if JT doesn't get out of dodge, or if there's any signs shown, this nade stack is going to completely mop him up, give NiP that man advantage. But it depends on if they have a chance to use it. They're still just waiting to hear all of the spam coming through. Sun's out, guns out, not revealing their positions just yet. Nade going to be dunked straight onto the top of ZTR, down to 95, and the molly will seal the deal. So, you two are going to be used to favor Complexity. Trades coming through, and its numbers looking strong here. A two-man advantage after the bloodbath at the top of A-ramp.
Junior's quite low, so if Plopski manages to isolate him, that could be an issue, but Complexity are getting on with the deal, getting themselves into this A site. Bomb hasn't been planted thus far, but he's done a lot of damage. Junior's there. He's still got time to play with Complexity. The onus is on them to collect that bomb and get into that site.
Plopski going to be able to find the man with full HP. Floppy's fallen. Junior tagged down. The movement, the speed with the MP9. It's favouring Plopski, and he needs just one more bullet to secure the round. 10 on the clock, and you'll find it. The 1-on-3 clutch for Plopski. Ridiculous scenes, and NiP trade rounds again.
I don't know how on earth they got themselves out of that, but Plopski makes a mockery of them with that MP9. And Complexity, how far away were they from one another? They really couldn't get themselves sorted. They were just so worried about that flank potential too. That really did split the trio. And that made things so difficult for them because as soon as Plopski reared his head, he was able to just isolate some individual duels.
Yeah.
And that was disastrous for Complexity.
Well, again, ramp smoke's going to come through. Complexity throwing their own to try to get up on the right side of ramp here, but Rez switched on, ready. Close just to destroy all of these individual Complexity players. They flashed through, but Rez heard the pin pulled, so able just to play anti and be in a sneaky position. The rest of the boys right behind him as well to fight together. And it's looking very grim here for Grim, as Plopski takes his head off, and a huge round for NiP to win 5 alive.
It's a big one for the bank. And Complexity just ran into that brick wall on A-ramp. This is what happens, though, on that CT side when they start to have a clear weapon and utility advantage. They can just hammer a team that wants to try and get aggressive early on in the round. And Complexity seem to have fallen into that trap, but back to the drawing board here. Just minimal investment coming through. Just a single flash to try and get themselves into position. Obviously, bomb plant is the objective here. They want that money. They want to give themselves options in the next round.
They just want any form of damage possible. But look at the timing on that HE. Plopski just tearing FaNg a new one. Brolin going to be able to see too much, and now it's just going to be Glocks looking to chase Plopski down. Bit of revenge comes through, but it's still a 4-on-2. An S attack. He's going to be swinging into Revenge's teammate. JT falls to ZTR. And NiP come out with 3 weapons. So Complexity doing some financial work, at least to the CT economy, but leaves something to be desired, doesn't it?
Yeah, they didn't recover, actually, the AK, so that's unfortunate. But they roll on. They've got good money. In fact, they're actually opting to retain the FAMAS and the MP9, despite the fact that both Brolin and ZTR could both upgrade.
Yeah.
However, if Complexity got that bomb plant, they would have had a little bit more opportunity here. JT having to go down to that Galil. Now, he's one of those players that you want on an AK because his entry potential is quite high. And in fact, he's taken utility damage early on, so
yeah.
That's a rough drop already.
Same for Rez. Just stood right on that HE. And Plopski ready for that boost. Heard it coming. And that's going to give NiP that numbers advantage. Now we are going to see Complexity start to make their move up the A-ramp. Staying silent. And just looking to catch a timing. Rez jiggling, has that molly in hand. Able to buy some time, and NiP no. But they can just play the numbers here. Strong. Crisp shot, and the wall bank to follow. Molly at least gets thrown to buy some time for NiP to rotate if needed. Grim lurking out mid as well. Started to be a nuisance. S-Attack going to be caught in transition. Jumping in the air, and Grim single-handedly takes down 2 and opens up the B side of the map. You can see the rotation from Complexity coming in through the underpass. But they've got Plopski in the way.
This round is on the back of Grim. He's just opened up so much space for them to operate with. Plopski. He gets his one-way trip back to the Nether Realm booked for him. And so 4-2, Complexity. They need to find another gun round here because that would spell the end of NiP's money tree. And they do so in emphatic fashion. So that was actually quite an important round for Complexity. Can they back it up with another one? And I dare say this is, you know, if we find Grim in that sort of form for this series, that's going to be a real lifeline here for Complexity in IEM Dallas.
Well, the battle of the util here towards A ramp again. Complexity just defaulting, trying to feel out what NiP are going to throw at them this round. Same can be said. Ooh, Grim. Slightly missed that molly. Is that, wait, is that missed or does that burn through the wall?
Yeah, that's...
Just gets him off that wall, make sure he can get FaNg onto this nice line. Safely moving up Scaff.
Clears out that position. So Brolin's going to drop a molly of his own. Actually, has that explode on top of him? Not the intended purpose.
Ain't that just something? Brolin regresses after the flame burns. FaNg wins the duel though, so another opening kill going in favor of Complexity. ZTR in a sneaky position. He seems to be aware of it, but JT loses the fight anyway. Flash came through, which gave ZTR the confidence, but a trade for Complexity means they're still with that numbers advantage.
Let's just see whether or not they can capitalize on it though. As well, Plopski's proven to be really difficult to deal with in these broken play situations. So again, he's going to... Well, okay. That's great from Plopski. Floppy. He drops
can't
Plopski.
stop the flop.
Can't stop the flop. And he drops the plop. And I've lost the plot.
But Rez, he's still alive and kicking. We saw how sharp he felt yesterday. We'll see if he can punish Complexity for overextending, but Complexity know just how valuable every single one of these rounds are. So they're not going to be pushing too far forward, just locking it down, waiting down that time up before it's safe just to retreat. And NiP, looking at their economy, they're happy just to keep these rifles across to the next. Essetag can still very much use this AWP to try to turn the next round on its head. But a few of the members, of course, are just going to be, you know, down to the MP9, down to the Deagles. And we'll see what NiP can do with those.
Just about trying to maximize the impact that AWP is going to be able to achieve in the next round. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Complexity. They're starting to string some rounds together, looking quite handy. And some of the individuals are starting to fire. They actually hit him on the head.
Yeah, bonked.
Okay. That's one of those, I guess, like impact things, right? Like if you've ever been hit in the head with like a smoke or a grenade, actually you get hit twice.
You're a little dazed, right?
Yeah.
For a little bit.
It's a dink.
Well,
I haven't seen that
tactical.
before though. I haven't seen it burn in midair.
Coming through from NiP. Knowing that this is quite an important round. And look, having a quick stock take of that economy, Essetag, he's invested in something. 1,400.
Yeah.
Looking like he's
Upgraded pistols.
dropped a smoke across. Maybe 2 Deags on the ground. Guess we'll see what it is.
Either way, they've taken the tactical to discuss what's going on in this round, so we'll just see what they collect here. Yep, HEs.
Oh, it's just
and
the
the
util
smoke.
passed
Yeah, a bit of
across.
util.
There you go.
HE and a smoke. So maybe that's going to be what NiP need to craft themselves around here. They just need to try and deal with this. Okay, so we've got the boost up into mid. Just overwatching that mid connector from B.
It's a nasty line.
It is a nasty line, I will agree. And it's not one that's going to be commonly checked either.
But I think they're expecting Grim
Oh,
at some point to go for this push, but the cover's not there, and Floppy, he spotted the boost before. It's managed to have that impact. At least the AWP gets recycled, and Plopski uses it to its full effect to bring it back to that 4-on-4. Smoke execute for Complexity now over towards the A side of things, and it's just JT going forward. Bomb not too far behind. And he's got this advanced position as well to stop anyone from jumping up here at Tetris.
It's a bit of an oversight, isn't it, from NiP in the way that they play that boost, but that flash is perfect, and that has enabled ZTR with the USP to just get through that smoke, create a bit of mayhem, and now, well, Complexity are on the back foot here in this 2 versus 2 now. Make it a 2v1. Oh, Grim! He's looking sharp today, and he steadies the ship for Complexity. Dear me, that was interesting though. That pop flash through the smoke from NiP really put Complexity in a bit of a pickle.
He got his bucket and bailed him out of that damn round. The waters of NiP just flooding in towards the A site there, and the USPs getting some value for, well, no money, because you get them for free. Now, 4v4, all tied up. Oh, Junior. Looking for that shot on the Plopski. He's going to dunk straight on his noggin. So some extra utility damage. And again, Plopski just going to be staying close to the wood wall. Going back again and again, this time enabled by the flash.
Yeah, tempting fate, isn't he? Just playing with fire. But he does at least have a teammate in tow, so he's not playing solo. He's got Brawl on there to just be that insurance policy. Should they aggress him, however, Complexity win that power struggle.
Yeah. NiP finally giving some form of map control. Smoke on the stairs, though, to slow things down. Complexity not going to enjoy their chances of going for the boost. So Plopski allowed to go back towards the wood again. Sitting here at danger. And Complexity going to pre-scope and slowly make their way back towards the A ramp. FaNg worried about a push coming through, so reveals his position, fully blind. And we're down to 30 seconds. Complexity need to make a move right now. Rez with the offline. He's found one, not the second. FaNg through for the trade. And two of these members very much chipped away at for Complexity. Plopski still waiting for Floppy to make his push through B. That's drawn some attention, but FaNg again, another entry. JT polished by a HE. And it's a 2-on-3. NiP trying to stop this bomb from being planted, and they're going to do so. The spam through with the mollies, just zoning him to just where they want him, playing with their food, and FaNg can't go through to win it.
No, FaNg just tried to lick the stamp, send it. Couldn't get it through that smoke, though. They were ready for that NiP, and so that, I guess that push and pull from Complexity, it chewed up a lot of time, but they didn't really get too far. They got to the, the back end of the round and still had to try and make things work. And I mean, Floppy wasn't really allowed any opportunity to try and lurk at all. Plopski was just, that entire time, playing super aggressive, and even then backing off, re-aggressing late round, just made things really difficult for Complexity to have that effective late lurk at all. I'm liking what I'm seeing from both these two teams because they're playing, don't get me wrong, it's not fantastic Counter-Strike, it's a little sloppy in some of these mid to late rounds, but it's exciting to watch because both these two teams, as we said, they're playing for their IEM Dallas lifeline.
That's just it, right? And this round in particular, quite important. No team with too much of a stacked loss bonus. And the coffers looking pretty empty right now. So we'll see what Complexity do. Looks like Junior's going to go for a faster approach through mid. This time leading charge with the Galil. ZTR going to be stuck in the open, which allows that trade to come through from FaNg, who's keeping that pace straight over hump. And we're going to see that B site defense torn apart. Complexity, two-man advantage, and NiP already tucked away to save.
Change of pace on the back of the tactical timeout really working in their favor. Didn't even have any tells in that round either. There's no way that NiP could have known that. There was no utility thrown either. They just, in a lot of these choke points, went out dry, and that just completely caught off NiP. So just back to basics for Complexity. And, well, NiP, as you said, they don't really have a stacked loss bonus. So as soon as that B bomb site fell, almost immediately, they were probably thinking in the back of their mind they needed to save, and certainly more so now. But that being said, Complexity in a similar situation, so they aren't really going to push. So both of these two teams are going to be deadlocked at 5 apiece.
I wonder who's going to crumble first. NiP, look, did so much damage with this exact buy before, and they had less utility for it. So we'll see if they can get close again. We'll see what Complexity do to adapt, to change, and stop it from happening again. They've, of course, got the superior buy. Good numbers alive in the previous round. And we're going to see a faster approach over towards the A ramp. FaNg trying to create some space here.
Oh, Rez has decided to do it as well.
They hurt him.
He's been hurt. Tagged through the smoke. And Brolan, it's been quite quiet actually in this matchup so far. Oh, they haven't seen him.
Plopski with the USP again, and the pistols looking like they're going to reign supreme once more. Floppy and Junior both alive to try to salvage, but there's an AK retrieved by Plopski, and things have just gone so damn wrong. At least 3 of these members on NiP don't have body armor, so I'm still giving Complexity a chance.
Yeah, there's also a full belly utility here for Complexity, so that's going to hopefully be utilized to its fullest.
Oh my.
S-Tag, he's flushed out. And so Floppy and Junior both have to try and battle their way into this A-bomb site. They should be able to get in there. But what do they do with the rest of this belly util?
Nade dumped onto Plopski. But no molly to follow. 1 bullet can mop him up in a heartbeat. Brolan trying to find something over the top, and Floppy knows it, so the crab walk under the dangerous line. Nice and close on site, clear that lane, but as the smokes fade now, Floppy's in trouble, as is Junior, and NiP do it with a lackluster buy coming into the round. Just 2 saved weapons, a couple of pistols, and it's converted to a 6th.
That was very, very, very shaky from Complexity. That's not the kind of round you want to lose too. When things are starting to look good for you, you're starting to put pressure on that CT economy. You give him weapons for free, Mac. You can't do that in a matchup like this when things are so closely contested. And so Complexity are looking now to, I guess, just lick their wounds a little bit. They're back on that Galil. They're back on a scout for Junior. So they're just trying to apply and keep pressure applied to NiP's economy. They know that they've given them some weapons here. They've actually given them far more than they probably deserve, but Floppy tries to take things into his own hands.
Putting some pressure towards the B site again. They managed to get past the defenses not too long ago. And Grim going to draw attention still towards mid. You can see Brolan happy to play the offline there at Hump. And Complexity knowing that as a 4-on-4, they should be able to trade this out and take the A side. But it's been so dangerous over here. ZTR doing work as the super sub for NiP. And Rez has been damn dangerous all tournament so far too. Flashed in, there's the info.
We were asking on the desk earlier who was also stepping up as Plopski. He's an absolute madman at the moment, but Rez just on that jump spot, drops that molly, buys a bit of time now for NiP. And also fast start to this round. They're just trying to put pressure on the extremities of the map, trying to stretch NiP as far as possible, bait out a lot of that utility for the late round, but there's a lot of utility in play here for Complexity.
Have a look at Rez's decision here. Smoking off yellow, starting to wrap through lane. And this man might be able to find himself a one-way. He's heard all the footsteps going forward, and he's in a perfect position just to disrupt this plant from going down. ZTR finds one on the FaNg. Grim still yet to plant, 20 seconds on the clock. And the spam through from Rez is good to buy even more time. Junior in a 1-on-4, clock against him. Everything not favoring him, and he's just going to have to swing around, find 3 quick kills, have time to plant, and it will not happen today. NiP stringing a few rounds together.
He was expecting more players to run at him in that situation, and they were quite patient in the way they played at NiP. So Complexity just dropping off now in these last 2 rounds. They were putting a lot of pressure on the CT side economy. That pressure has been relieved. That, I guess, eco win from the saving players plus the pistols from NiP really bailed them out economically. So that just factored out all the hard work that Complexity had been building towards over those last couple of rounds, and now we're starting to see the effect of that. They find their own economic troubles. They didn't get a bomb plan. It was denied through the smoke, and that has a flow-on effect now as to what their options are.
Another tactical coming through. Big round from Rez there, making all the right moves. Solid protocols coming out from him.
That's dirty. Line from ZTR, dirty.
Great trades, great positioning, you name it. NiP have it right now. Complexity with 5 though on the T side. It's a pretty solid showing. If they can make this look a 8 to 7 half either way. I'll give him a pretty good shot. NiP, though, looking very good to turn this into 10, especially with complexity just on pistols here.
It's a tag taking point. That being said, though, I don't know. Glocks have this magical effect. Rolling there with the cheeky light. Not needed, though. Plopski's for the cover. So if NiP can keep this round nice and clean, only going to do themselves favours here as they round out the half. But it's just a shooting gallery. They're just running in one by one here, complexity. They're not really offering up too much. They're trying to take picks with this Deagle. And FaNg, he does find S-Attack, so...
Well, that's all it is, right? They're just trying to recycle that. Grim gave his life to pass it to FaNg, get that one pick, and now it's Junior's turn, revealing his hand, but the high-low swing coming through from NiP is good to turn it into 8. And a 3-round lead now for NiP. Money looking pretty good after keeping 4 alive in the previous, and that should be enough to buy here, buy into the next round of the half. So they're going to have no financial woes. Complexity, though, this is the round they need to win if they want that 8-7 affair.
It's weird space, right, to be in economically when you're, in that middle of the loss bonus and you win a round where you pick up a whole heap of free guns on eco with some save weapons. And that's exactly what's happened to NiP. Their economy turned from being so fragile to instantly strong.
Yeah.
And as you said, now they're able to just put pressure on complexity for the last few rounds of the half quite comfortably. But what do complexity have in answer here? They're again just grouped up towards a ramp behind that smoke. They haven't actually had a lot of success in removing Rez from scaffolding, so he's just able to continue to harass, do damage.
Ooh. Untraded damage as well. Huge chip away onto Junior. A little more into JT too, and still no one taking a point of health away from Rez. Util still being rotated, still slowing down complexity. You've got FaNg starting to make his move forward, creeping up towards the sandbags. But S-Attack not forced too deep yet either.
It's just a waiting game for complexity, waiting out that layer of utility from the CT side. However, NiP still have the mollies in their back pocket. They've got those flashes. If they can call through for them through smokes here. Again, Rez just playing around them to try and hopefully poke and prod a hole. As complexity make that call to back off. They've left FaNg in a position to try and do some damage, but he's been aggressed on.
Yeah, the bluff's been called. Rez has cleared out everything at A, and in comes the full rotation from NiP. The defense is going to be huge over towards the B side of things, and Floppy, they know that someone's gone deep on site. Plopski not spotted though, not looked at all, and that's going to be 9 in the bag for the Ninjas.
That is some great work there from NiP. Clearing out that A ramp as soon as FaNg went down. That full rotation came over back towards the B bomb site. There wasn't too many other hidey holes they could be in, so complexity grinding to a halt on this T side. They looked good. Back when things were 5 apiece, they looked good. They were starting to build some momentum, putting pressure on NiP's economy, but as we said, it was just that one round that really just swung the pendulum so heavily in favour of NiP. And they haven't really looked back since. So, economy strong, weapons all over the place, utility for days, but Complexity are going to try and change the pace. That's where they last found some success.
Rez just trying to spot some boots through the bottom of that smoke. And NiP not too worried. They've been keeping track of the economy and just constantly winning this util game. JT at least able to recycle this Galil, but flash through is too much for complexity to deal with. Junior popping his head up and down, trying to survive here. Rez goes through as well, and it's just going to be a crushing blow to end the half on double digits for the Ninjas in pajamas. Ladies and gents, it is time for a break. We'll see you for the second half after this. time for the second half. I had a quick check of how Team Liquid were doing as well. And up against their opponents, Imperial, they are up at the half. Complexity, however, down. So 1NA team is succeeding. And it's Complexity's turn to show us what they're made of here in the second half. NiP doing a miraculous job, though, for all of EU. And it's going to kick off just the way it ended in the first half.
Bit of a pain train. Glocks are rolling on up. And the first to fall is JT at scaffolding. So they've already done what they needed to do here. They pushed Complexity back into that bomb site, so it's going to minimize the amount of information they're able to get. In fact, it's actually pulled the full rotation. So Complexity are going to make a bit of a counter push of their own. And, well, I think NiP is set up for this. Ready to go. Here we go. Okay, Junior provides the only resistance. That is going to be it. The round done, dusted after that. Oof. Complexity went for that counter push and straight into the waiting arms of NiP.
And that's a rough one to lose as well. Coming in for the second round. Sometimes very difficult, especially on the CT side. But util a factor. Looks like Complexity just going to go for that full eco. So looking to get these M4s cranking nice and early. Only one flash purchased for your boy JT. And he's looking to send the Merry Men in towards A ramp at a point. NiP, though, going slow. Just staying all grouped up at the bottom. Waiting for this aggressive maneuver to come through. And there's that flash. The banger, the numbers starting to go the whole way down. Esatag, plenty of bullets in the magazine of that Galil to just finish them off. Find himself 3. Only res to fall. But the man is 21 and 8. Doing work.
Yeah, he's starting to really carve out some frags his way. It was largely Plopski that was doing all the work on the CT side, but Rez has really stepped up to the plate in the later stages of that first half and now into the second. So I think across the board, NiP are looking quite good on this map, and this is troublesome for Complexity. This was their map pick after all, and they probably just went on the percentages of... okay.
Better start from JT, finding 2, but the trades do come through, and Ninjas now have control of the B stairs. It was looking very good for Complexity for a moment, and there's not too much room for error, even when you're talking about those finances as well. Only 3 alive already. Complexity need this half to be clean if they want to make a comeback happen. NiP, 7-round lead, and looking to make it 8.
Yeah, I was just about to comment as to why Complexity might have gone for this map. Maybe a bit debated after the fact that NiP actually quite proficient now, however. This is their time to shine. I mean, the CC side is where they do most of their work, only statistically, slightly in their favour though, but bit of broken play now, and this is where NiP have actually excelled quite a lot. So, are they going to get the right read here? That mid-split, they're on. They're going to make contact with Junior here. It's just on whether Junior can form that escape plan.
Oh, off that boost up, but he was very wide on the hump, so couldn't get back to safety. And loses his head to Rez. Complexity pretty spaced out as well. Grim now just playing from quad here and looking to find a line. Will do so. And now on the 2-on-2, just wants to survive. Isolates another fight with Plopski, who wins it. And now it's down to FaNg, but there's 23 points of health between the 2 remaining Ninjas. So we'll see if FaNg can make this one work.
Might be able to find the timing quickly on the Rez, however. Oh, he just needs to land a bullet onto either of them. That's perfect on that flash to allow Rez to get out. And so Jay and FaNg has got to just try and work with this timer. It's awkward. They're playing off one another now, NiP. This task only gets more difficult for FaNg as the clock starts to wind down. I think this is it, Mac.
No kit.
No kit.
Not much money coming into this round. Favoured that utility. Favoured playing for the info. Complexity very spread in the 3-on-3. Unable to trade. And it was quite unfortunate. FaNg couldn't land a single bullet. He would have got a kill if he did. But Ninja's playing that perfectly in the 2-on-1. Very good trades coming through from Plopski as well. That could have been a Complexity round if those trades did not come through. But now NiP just need 3 more rounds to close out map number 1 and take us into Overpass.
Absolutely. This is not looking too good for Complexity. It's looking quite grim, I would almost say, but they've done a lot of damage on the early pieces of util. However, NiP win the duels.
Salt in the wounds with that one.
Salt.
Oh, ZTR. Not going to allow Junior to get back to safety either. JT now, last line of defense falls. You got Floppy rotating in with a Deeg in hand. But it's going to take a miracle and then some to win a round like this. NiP. Only Floppy stands between them and the 14th round. But Floppy started nicely. Rez, though, 25-8. A huge performance.
Yeah, he's just really going to town at the moment. Brolin having a bit more of an active role in that round. They're starting to send him out in that, I guess, that fast, aggressive, early round rifle entry. But, I mean, NiP are just finding so much success doing what they're doing. Seems like that one round earlier on in the first half, they were five apiece. Really did break a lot of the spirit that Complexity had. Broke their money.
Yeah.
Broke their spirit. And NiP have streaked out now to 14, but...
Oh, grim. In that one and done spot, saw the flash coming. Had to make a decision on getting back to safety or tucking in the corner and going back to the corner. They spotted him. There was almost no hope for him there. And that is going to be that opening kill again going to NiP.
Caught between that rock and the hard place, right? Decision making.
Yeah.
You just got to take the fight at that point, and that's exactly what he did. Didn't get anything for it. So it's been a few bright moments for Complexity, but I tell you what, it's been a long time between good news being relayed home for them. And they're going to go aggressive.
Junior able to strike here, line up for FaNg. There's two more and a extra breath bought by Complexity now. ZTR and Brolin. 40 seconds on the clock. Still a chance, but it will rely on Complexity making some wrong moves. JT very wide on the offline. Will be taken out, and ZTR, if he hit that one, it would have been instantly back to a 2-on-2, but Brolin licking his wounds and looking to save the AK into the next now.
NiP are just always set up for these sorts of scenarios, though. I mean, even then, just individually, they know that Complexity like to aggress in those sort of scenarios, and they're exactly what they were set up for.
Yeah.
Take a look at the pistol, right? A few early kills. They knew that the CT aggression would come through, and they were set up for it waiting. So even in these like late round situations, Complexity like to push for information. It's been their undoing a few times, but this time it does work out in their favour. Brolin just saving that AK across. Money's pretty good for NiP, so the rebuy is going to be quite quick.
Yeah.
And full of options, but let's just see now whether or not they are able to crack that 15th round, get themselves into match point, and take their opponent's map pick in this series.
Let's see what they can do here. Still opting for the 5 rifles. Not going for that AWP on the T side. There's definitely money for it, but NiP know that they can play the long game. They've got a lot more room to play with than Complexity do. ZTR looking to go forward. Flash has just been rained down every which way. Complexity with 3 towards A. They were ready for a brawl, but Plopski's found himself an entry over towards the B stairs. Floppy's not going to go down without a fight. He's hunting for that trade, knowing he's stuck on the short side. ZTR making this work, but Floppy, almost lost that one. We'll get out of dodge. But the numbers still strong for NiP, and Grim has no idea Rez is in this smoke. A second coming, and the trade will come through. Lineup is there on a silver platter for Rez, and it's down to Floppy yet again in a 1-on-3.
And he's so far away from the bomb site right now. He's just trying to mask his position, however, and Molotov comes through, so he's just got to crank the volume up a little bit. What is on offer for him? There's not too much. That smoke's going to provide a barrier. He's still going to go for it, though, Floppy.
8 HP. More bullets connected on his torso than the ones he sent. Turning to sender, and Rez survives on 3 HP. NiP, 15 on the board. Map points. A whole lot of those to play with.
Absolutely.
Complexity. Very, very close to losing their map.
It's not looking good for them. Certainly put it that way. I think it's beyond looking good for them. For them right now, if they can get to OT, it's going to be an incredible stretch of not only the imagination, but the the abilities of this CT side right now. They're just being pressured, and change of pace here from NiP. Fast towards the speed bomb site. Floppy there is on the aggression. Does find the first, but that wave of utility now is coming out from NiP. He manages to dodge that. But Rez is still keeping them honest at A-ramp, so again, complexity. One step forward, one step back.
It feels that way. FaNg just wanted to do the dangerous dance. He's tripped over his feet there. Going aggressive at Scaff. NiP now looking to regroup over towards the A side of things. You've even got Brolin. He's expecting a push down ladder. Not sure if there's a tell or if NiP are just happy to run the clock down, wait for more of this utility to come through from complexity. But look, there's none left. It's all gone, sold out. Junior's gone loud on this rotation too. We'll see if this baits the movement from NiP to start coming forward. JT jiggling, spots the info. And Junior's yet to come back, so complexity could definitely be in trouble here. There's no util to delay or stop this plant from going down. And NiP have so much to play with.
It's just contact up the A ramp, but now the util is going to just head on in. And they're not going to be able to deny the plant unless they can land some bullets through that smoke, Mac. But okay, they're going to keep things interesting. Or delay the plant a little bit. Could still be around for complexity. They've got the numbers. Don't have the counter util though.
Rez has just planted that one straight in the open. No cover. But no one spamming towards him. And complexity looking just to flood this one together. But I'm still giving NiP a heavy chance here because look who's alive. You've got Rez, you've got ZTR, everyone fragging up a storm. JT, fully flashed. Grim going to be able to make this one work for one. Floppy able to make the trade happen, and complexity survive with 3. Get a 7th round on the board. And keep on breathing here on Vertigo.
It was really important that they had numbers surviving that A hit. They couldn't lose them on the entry, so they just sat back a little bit more in the bomb site. Very defensive. And they were patient in the retake. Despite not having any utility, so to speak of, they just waited things out. In fact, it was NiP that stepped on the back of that flash as soon as that bomb was tapped and didn't actually find any success. So complexity were almost, I'd say they were ready and waiting for that. But they could actually give themselves a really good chance here in terms of breaking NiP's economy. NiP have realised that. They don't want to put themselves in a position where they're going to give complexity a few rounds if they do lose this.
Yeah.
So they've taken that tactical timeout to just try and eliminate that possibility. What they have been able to do is find a lot of success exploiting some of the aggression from complexity once they go a player down on this CT side. They do like to explore. They do like to try and push the extremities of the map to try and get information. Maybe even get a trade or two going their way. And it's been their undoing a few times. They've fallen on their sword, but maybe it's something that NiP can lean on here as their approach for the round.
Faster approach over towards the stairs now. Complexity not initially contesting, so NiP will get the stairs control. We'll see if Grim here, tucked away at wood, gets spammed or if he can stop the boost from coming through. However, you're having a look at NiP's position as well. Still just waiting. Now, all the util towards the A side of things. If they know a lot of that util's used, then there's nothing for the retake. If they do decide to hit B, you can see the bomb starting to make it over towards that side of the map. And it looks like we are going to see an attempt at this boost through. But Grim, he's already left that aggressive position at wood. So we'll see if NiP can infiltrate the B side.
Yeah, just going to chew up a little bit of time for NiP. But they're not taking any chances. Clearing out all those close angles. They're giving themselves as much room as possible. There's a lot of respect coming out of complexity now, giving them a lot of room to operate. With the exception of A ramp, they're giving them a lot of freedom at B.
FaNg stop the push from Rez, who's lurked up a storm, and Floppy as well. He's dropping that smoke on the molly, holding that util for years to try and survive, but he's got to try to get out of dodge here. ZTR ready and waiting for him to show his base. Junior quick on the flank. Keeps the number strong for complexity, and the bomb yet to be planted, yet to even cross to site. Essa tag wants to deal with the flank first. And Junior is buying so much time. But the boys over hump starting to make their move as well. ZTR already finding 2, but he's not going to get any more than that. Nessa tag in a 1-on-3. Needs to find out how to isolate these fights. JT playing contact, and he'll strike as well.
That late lurk, that lurk from Junior, the push, really just put ground NiP to a halt. Unfortunately, they'd run out of utility too by the time they got into that post-plant scenario. And so they just had to try and fight things out here. I thought things were starting to collapse as soon as ZTR opens up. But it was just the way they were turtled up around that hump. That was their saving grace. And so, as we foretold, it puts NiP in a precarious situation. No bomb plant denied. So they now only are back on pistols. This could just allow Complexity a bit of confidence to be built on the back of some momentum in some of these rounds. However, they do need to navigate these pistol rounds successfully.
Let's see if they can do so. ZTR again. NiP have been so strong on these pistol rounds. He's found a second on the JT, but I don't think they'll find too much more. Brolin, big flank coming in through mid, but the bomb in control of Complexity. And they're very aware of this flank coming through. We'll see what work Brolin is able to do here. Spotted, dealt with, and Complexity. 6 rounds away from OT. Starting to seem more realistic, but at the same time, they're really feeling this momentum at the moment.
They are. They certainly are. Going to get the AWP in the hands of Junior too, so it's just going to be an added layer of complexity that NiP will have to contend with. And that being said, fast mobile setup here from NiP. Going to show a bit more aggression towards A-ramp as per usual. Usual protocols go out.
Looking to brawl towards the A side of things. Junior taking contact over the top, flash through. Oh, Rez saw that coming, dodged the flash and finds 2. This could be game set.
Yep.
Not quite matchy.
But brings up Rez's 30 kills, that first. So now he sits on 31. He's been doing so much work for NiP. That's now Complexity on the back foot. So many holes in this defense that are ready to be exploited by NiP, and they're just backing off. They're going dark.
Yeah.
Going to make that contact play, and so this is just going to put Complexity in even more trouble, particularly now if Floppy can't make this work.
He's here at quad and he wants to fight. He knows it's his only chance in the round. It's a 1-for-1, and that's not good enough. NiP now. Need 2 more members taken out to make this work. Grim able to find Brolin lurking at mid. And the numbers still favouring NiP, but look at the health on ZTR. Man's low. Esatag playing forward. Looking to maybe swing off of the contact from Rez here. Flash forward. Grim mollied into Rez's eyesight. And now it's all down to JT. He's had a rough map so far. But can the captain save the day?
Rez has just decided that this game is over.
He's
gone nuclear.
Oh, man's got 32. He's looking to make it 33. It's Esatag to steal it, but 16-9. And NiP snatch away Vertigo from Complexity. Ladies and gents, we will see you after the break.